Welcome to the Ben Daniel Podcast, where we're calling a spade a spade. Pat McAfee goes on his radio show in the afternoon and spills the beans to Rich Eisen that he is no longer allowed to speak on the Caitlin Clark subject. He is no longer allowed to bring up Caitlin Clark. And I know what a lot of you are thinking is, well, of course not. He called her a white you-know-what on national television. But based on what ESPN has been rolling out lately, based on their most recent firings due to budget cuts, I think it's a little bit deeper than that. I think the white bitch part is the easy, oh, we can attack him for this. This can be the reason why we attack him. This is the thing we can pinpoint that will galley up the troops, and we can all come after Pat McAfee for this. But what I think ESPN actually got mad at was the 7-8 minutes leading up to that white bitch moment. Now, before we get to that, this is Pat McAfee talking to Rich Eisen, speaking about maybe I'm not allowed to talk about that situation anymore. Let's take a listen, shall we?
Like the Olympics saved us this year. I assume same thing for you over there?
Caitlin Clark too, pal. There's no question about it.
Well, the universe told me not to talk about her.
Uh-oh. Is that right?
The universe. The universe.
Yeah, sent some messages.
Yeah, God came in and was like, you know what, pal? Probably go ahead and stop it.
I had no idea about that. Did you have a different universe? By the way, we're back on the Roku channel.
Oh, it's great to be back. Hey, this is a good universe.
You're back. You're back. I've got about a minute and 50 seconds till the radio audience rejoins, and that'll be a big audience. So listen, why is the universe telling you not to talk about Caitlin Clark?
Because I'm an idiot. Mostly. The reason is because I'm an idiot. And I want to say, we are big supporters. We took show to Iowa to support during the first day of men's March Madness to launch the women's March Madness, because just wanted to catch the vibe of what Iowa was with Caitlin Clark on camp. I think what she has done, obviously, remarkable. Now, it's the whole rookie class and yada, yada, yada. We get it. United States Olympic team rec tickets sold. I'm not even getting into it. But nonetheless, I am dumb. And the way I speak, not good. And multiple times, God has come in and been like, you need to stop.
Well, plus you're big in Iowa, though, because
the hand of ESPN said, hey, Pat, you're speaking too much truth about this rookie class bull, about this WNBA Renaissance nonsense. If you're not going to say the rookie class and include everybody and be all inclusive, then you know what? Best not you talk about that Caitlin Clark situation. Yes, Pat McAfee went on his show, did the whole damn thing. Let's take a listen to this white you-know-what clip, and then we'll get into what led in to him speaking like this.
I don't know. I just, with my eyes, I couldn't see if she's Caucasian or not. So I think what we're trying to say is what the WNBA currently has is what we like to describe as a cash cow. There is a superstar. And we're not saying that the players on the court need to act any differently. That's the athletes are going to do what athletes are going to do in any sport. And I think we're all learning that WNBA, that's old school football, baby. That is old school football. But I would like the media people that continue to say, this rookie class, this rookie class, this rookie class. Nah, just call it for what it is. There's one white bitch for the Indiana team who is a superstar. And is it because she stayed in Iowa, put an entire state on her back, took a program from nothing to a multiple-year success story? Is it because she would go on to break the entire points records in the history of the NCAA? Not just the women's record,
has to be a different reason, right?
But also
has to be a different reason.
The dude's record as well. Is there a chance that people just enjoy watching her play basketball because how electrifying she is, what she did, what she stood for, how she went about going, what she went for? Maybe. But instead, we have to hear people say that we only like her because she's white. And she's the only popular because the rest of the rookie class is doing what they're doing. Well, that's a bunch of bullshit. And we think the WNBA.
That is the entire clip in its entirety. Pat McAfee said white bitch because Kennedy Carter called her a white bitch. Nobody took offense. The only people who took offense you got to look at yourself, folks. If you took offense to that, I don't know what to tell you, folks. But that isn't why he got fired. Not because he said white bitch, but because he's refusing to include the entire rookie class. He's refusing to be all-inclusive, all-encompassing, all-loving. He's refusing to... These are the talking points you want me to... You know what? I'm not... You're right, ESPN. If you want me to come on here and spew a bunch of nonsense about the WNBA, you're right. I guess it's best I don't talk about the WNBA. Pat McAfee, leading up to that point, he put together quite the PowerPoint presentation where he started out giving people their props, draft night. Okay, all three of them are big stars, part of draft night. Perfect. But then he continues on. Then he goes on. You got to love the ads, don't you? You got to love the YouTube ads. Then Pat McAfee continues to go on with his PowerPoint, bringing up various different metrics when talking about Caitlin Clark, when talking about the WNBA in this rookie class. So he goes from the WNBA draft, and then he shifts into NBA TV ratings. You got three numbers on the board. 300,000, 100,000, not even on NBA TV. And what he slowly unveils is that, you know what? Who is responsible for these numbers? Oh, it's Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark has the highest numbers when it comes to TV ratings. Shocker. Not really shocking at all. What else does he talk about? Times player has participated in a top 5 rated game. Okay. Who must he be talking about? You got a 2 on there, you got a 0 on there, and you got a 4 on there. And here comes Pat McAfee. Oh, not playing along. Calling a spade a spade. Top 5 viewerships for the WNBA games in 2024. Fever, 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 Sparks, fever. And that Sparks Aces game is following Caitlin Clark. This is why they silenced Pat McAfee. This is why they said, hey, Pat, maybe you should stop talking about the WNBA. This is jerseys would rank amongst the WNBA. Jersey sales ranking amongst the NBA, folks. Pat McAfee, you got an NA? Oh, wow. Caitlin Clark again, transcending the rest of the WNBA. Pat McAfee is refusing to act like a straight-up idiot. He even goes on and talks about the attendance. 9,000, 8,000, 16,000. None of these games could beat Caitlin Clark, right, Pat? None of them can beat Caitlin Clark. You're not allowed to talk about the actual facts on ESPN. You're not allowed to actually talk about the truth on ESPN. You're not allowed to actually bring up the entire picture. And the entire picture says it's Caitlin Clark and everybody else. It's Caitlin Clark and it's everybody else. Pat McAfee calling Caitlin Clark a white bitch in tongue and jest. That is a easy thing to get fans, get people mad about. Oh my God, I can't believe he said that about her. My wife didn't take any offense. She's not white, but she didn't take any offense. What ESPN did to Pat McAfee was, hey, you can't talk about her because I don't want you bringing up the actual truth. I don't want you painting the actual picture. If you're not going to lie and BS and phony your way through when talking about the WNBA, then you know what, Pat? Best you don't talk about it. That is why Pat McAfee has been, quote-unquote, silenced about talking about the WNBA. And you want to know something funny, folks, as well? This clip floating around, still on Pat McAfee's TV show, his radio show, but the actual company, Awful Announcing, who put this clip first out there on Twitter, of course they deleted it. Of course they removed the post. This is how you know that the media is playing some serious mind games with the fans who are digesting this. They are really trying to posture up different people that really don't need to be postured up. ESPN has lost all credibility. And this is just another example. If you're not going to play along with the inclusive direction, if you're not going to turn a blind eye to the actual facts, then you know what, Pat? Just don't talk about Caitlin Clark. Just don't talk about Caitlin Clark. And it seems like this might be true. This is Pat McAfee's YouTube channel. And if I scroll down and I hit this search button here and I type in WNBA, the last time Pat McAfee spoke on the WNBA was 2 months ago, apologizing to all the snowflakes who were offended. Oh my God, I can't believe you said that. But you didn't care when Kennedy Carter called her that. You didn't care when Asia Wilson goes off and say, Kalia Copper's that bitch. You don't have a problem with that. You have a problem when Pat McAfee does it. When Pat McAfee refuses to act like a stooge or a fool. Pat McAfee hasn't talked about the WNBA in over 2 months, people. Over 2 months. One of the biggest radio shows out there, one of the biggest YouTube channels out there when it comes to the sports arena, has been silenced by Disney. I don't know about you guys, but I am counting down the days for Pat McAfee's contract at ESPN to run up. That first show when he's back on his own platform on YouTube or Barstool or wherever it might be, he's going to call a spade, and he's going to make a lot of people very unhappy. It's the Ben Daniel Podcast where we're calling a spade. I appreciate all of the support. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you think he was told to calm down because he said white bitch? I doubt it. Anybody with a brain knows it was a joke, knows it was tongue in jest. But ESPN actually has a problem with facts. They actually have a problem with truth. Just ask Dan Orlovsky. It's the Ben Daniel Podcast where we're calling a spade. Appreciate all the support, guys. I will see you guys in the venue on Saturday. It's a long time away. Doesn't it feel that way? Take it easy.